Okay, today we're going to look at tax a different way. If you watched the video, the last video, I got hung up at the end or something. I don't know, my screen was frozen. But maybe I won't keep y'all so long today. Alrighty, so we're going to go back to thinking about tax, and we're going to start out the same way we did earlier this week. I'm going to draw a little scenario. Here's our ring, and our ring is $550, and that is 100%. Okay? And tax is going to be 7%, which is just a little more. So if we want to pay, remember last week, I'm going to split this just like we did last week, and I did including tax. Well, I can't even spell including, can I? Including tax, and then we did just tax. Okay, let's think about including tax. Remember at the top of our proportion, and I'm going to go up here to the top, just on the top of our proportion we put 107, and we put 100 here. Well, if you do 107 divided by 100, because that's trying to make as many connections as I can to earlier this week. So 107 divided by 100 is going to give us 1.07. So basically, in the lower grades, you learned that all you had to do was move the decimal back 2 times, and that would be the same thing as dividing by 100. So we could take whatever our number is, which this time is 550, and multiply it by 1.07. So this is the same way of, we're still going to get the right answer. It's a different way of thinking about it. So 550 times 1.07. So then we get $588.50. That would be a real good deal on that ring, wouldn't it? So then for just tax, remember just tax, we put 7 over 100. So if you do 7 divided by 100, that's going to give you 0.07, or you could put a 0 here, either way. The same concept is moving that decimal back 2 times to the left, which is going to still be 0.07. So if we take our 550 times that 0.07, that would be just tax. So times that 550 is going to give us 38.50. So that tells us just tax, and that tells us the whole price. Again, you could look at this. If we say the 550 plus just the tax, we're going to get the whole price. Or if we take the whole price and subtract out the tax, we're going to get to what we started with. Okay? So let's try a few more. All right, we got a bean bag. Remember, the bean bag is 100%. This time I said shipping, and shipping is a lot like tax. It makes the price go up, and that's what we're focusing on. So, if I did including tax, and I do just tax, I know I'm going to take the price, which is $45.85, and I'm going to multiply it. This would be 115. So if I move that decimal 2 times to the left, that's going to be 1.15 is what I would multiply by. So I'm going to take that 45.85 times 1.15. So if I round that, $52, that 7 is going to make that 2 go to a 3, so that's going to be 73 cents. Okay, well that was kind of hard to see because of the glare, I'm sorry. So then if we just do just tax, we're going to take $45.85 times just tax is 15%. So if we move that decimal back 2 times, that's going to be times 0.15. So we take that 45.85 times 0.15. Now that 7 is going to make that 0.88. So that would be our just tax. So this is the same concept, except you don't have to do the whole proportion. You can just move that decimal back 2 times and then multiply. So if we wanted to double check, let's take this plus this. It should end up with this. Just to double check to show that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. Plus 6.88. And we come back up with this answer. Okay? Let's try one more the new way. We got an Apple Watch. Here's the watch. Remember, that's 100%. And then there's our 9.5. Here's our 100%. I should put percent signs. And our watch cost $3.50. Again, we're going to do including tax. So that's the whole thing. And then we're going to look at just tax. All right, including tax, we add these two numbers together. This time we've got a decimal, which we did not have last time. If I move that decimal back 2 times, I'm going to get 1.095. So I'm going to take my Apple Watch and multiply it by that. So 350 times 1.095, which is 383.25. Now to me, this way is a lot faster than the proportions, but if you just like the proportions better, then you can stick with the proportions. Either one is fine. You're going to get the right answer either way. But if you're in the grocery store or a department store or somewhere, this is a lot easier to try to, excuse me, to solve than setting up a proportion. So if we move this decimal 2 times to the left, we have to add a 0 this time. So we got our 350 for our watch times 0.095. So 350 times 0.095. So 33.25 would be just the tax. So just the tax, we only look at the percent of the tax. And for the whole thing, we would look at the 100% plus the tax. So we're going to do some more practice. I would love for you to be able to practice it this way, but if this way is just too confusing, or maybe you could do this and then double check it with the proportions, but I would like for us to be able to do it this way as well. So, happy working.